What's going on, guys? We're going to replace the left thumbstick on my PlayStation 4 controller. This is a launch PS4 controller, and we're going to need a couple of things. A very fine Phillips screwdriver and something flat to pry over the controller. Pry it open. So the first thing you want to do is go and purchase a new controller. I'm just kidding. That's my controller that I don't know why I haven't opened. Okay, first things first, there are 4 screws in the back of the PS4 controller. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna remove those. Now you might want to do this on a flat surface so you don't lose the screws, because that would not be good. I'm sure you can still play, but it's going to be opening on you. Make sure you don't strip the screws and apply some pressure to it. And if you don't know that lefty is loosey and righty is tighty, then we have issues. So make sure you go counterclockwise to remove the screw and clockwise to tighten. Now the easiest way I found to open this is to pry it from where the headphone jack goes. And sometimes you can pop the sides here and then just kind of force this in there. There we go. That way you don't mess up the sides or anything like that. I'm pretty sure my controller is gross and dirty. So this right here should come off. There we go. You're gonna hear a little snap. Don't pull it too hard because you might break the controller. Now these R2 and L2 buttons are gonna stay in place. Careful when you're opening it. It has a ribbon cable to it. As you can see there, the blue is facing out, so you wanna plug it that same way. Kind of wiggle it out. And we got that first part out. Now you want to disconnect the battery. Black is going to the bottom. Just do a little wiggle and it's out. It also has a little line there where it's supposed to go. And it's only a one-way thing, but just remember, black down, that line to the outside. Then you can finally remove the battery once you free it from this little hook here, so be careful with that hook, you don't want to break it. Now the next thing is to remove this black thing, the housing for the battery. There's 2 little clips on here. One's going to be on this side and the other one is on that side. So what you want to do is just gently press this outward. Let me place the controller down, and that should be able to pop it out. Come on, little guy. All right, we got one side. The other side should come out easy. I don't want to break it, that's why I'm being extra careful. Okay, there we go. So once you remove this battery housing, we got one more screw to remove, and that's going to be right here. I would avoid touching any other components on the controller, just so we won't have any static electricity. You might want to touch some metal stuff to ground yourself. Now what I should have done first was, we got another ribbon cable up here for the touchpad. So we're gonna wiggle it out of the way. Alright, now that we have it out of the way, we can get access to the whole controller. Alright, so you don't want to flip this other side because it has all the buttons. Now we can simply just pull this thumbstick out. And there's a certain way that it goes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it only goes one way. Actually 2 ways, but you can do a 180. You can see it's a little bit like a rectangle there. So that's the way we want to place the other new thumbstick. Alright, L3 is working. And now we just got to do everything in reverse to get it back in working order. So these analog sticks are not expensive. I think they're a few bucks. I will put a link in the description for the tools that you need to do this job. It's very easy. And pretty much anybody can do it. Alright, this time I'm going to put... It doesn't matter what screw you use for this because they're all the same. Just don't over tighten it. Let's get it nice and snug, and you can kind of tell when it's good enough. All right, back to put this. I did forget to mention it has a little flap here. There's some that don't, but that would have made it easier. So you just want to open up this flap, pull it out, and you're good to go. Alright, so now what we need to do is put this back on there. Get the battery back in here. So this is the second time I do this to this controller. And I should have just done both analog sticks. It's usually just the left one that messes up on me. I don't have any pets, so nobody's biting them. Alright, now we just need to reattach this ribbon cable. Remember, the blue is going towards the outside of the control. Alright. Now we want to put these first. Make sure you put that in between the shoulder buttons. And then what you want to do is make sure that these supports here are inside. So just kind of apply some pressure in there. It snaps all back into place and we're good. Just screw it up. Don't screw it up. Screw the screws back in place. Okay, now that we have all the screws back, what I like to do is make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be, that everything lines up. properly and test the buttons. Make sure that all of them are in working order. Even the touchpad. So everything looks to be like it's working, and finally, make sure it works. Enjoy it, guys. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you think. And maybe I'll do more tutorials on replacing and fixing things. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please hit that like button and let me know what you guys thought. Thanks for watching, guys.